Hello everyone and welcome back to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Here we are on the final part 3 of London Dread. So the first thing I'm going to do is play the little voiceover thing of how we start the end game. And then I'll show you how to set it up and then we'll play it. So here is begin end game.
Final showdown, the ritual. Making Baker Brown talk required some effort. Before he passed out, he disclosed the location of an abandoned loft. It turns out that Calypso's lieutenant is occupied with a demented breed of science and magic. Stored in a heavy chest, you find a collection of outlandish remedies. Animal bones, candles, a dagger, some cloaks, and a tarnished tome. The pages are vaguely intelligible, filled with strange signs and crude drawings. But you manage to piece together the outlines of a sort of ritual. Hungry for answers, you decide to perform it. With a piece of chalk, you mark the inscriptions on the floor as ordained, then light the candles and cast the bones. The bravest one among you slits their palm and spills the amount of blood required to begin the ceremony. You form a circle, turn your attention inward, and begin the chant.
All right. So that's what we're doing. We are beginning the chant, or the chant. I'm definitely not British. Okay, so I'm going to let this play in the background. If you hear the music, great. If not, sorry. They have nice music on the app. I love the app. Please use it if you're going to play this game. So what we do to set up for the end game is, first thing is we put all of our investigators over here. Then we grab the antagonist over here. And this is our antagonist right over here. And I'm just going to show you this card. Each antagonist has some sort of effect. And so for his effect, you can see spell casting is equal to wild. So that means you can use spell casting for anything. Awesome. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the challenge deck that was over here underneath in this plot area, underneath the plot cards. You're going to shuffle them up. Okay, there's going to be 6 of them. You're going to set out 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And how the end game is going to work is you're going to, each investigator can try each challenge individually to see if they pass. If they pass each one, then we go to the final showdown against the antagonist itself. And that's where the dread comes in. How this works, though, is so as you can see, I put all of the character cards here with all of the items, all the individuals' items right up here, so you guys can see it. Technically, you wouldn't have to move it. I'm just showing you where it is. We all start with 1 die on our sheet. That's because you automatically come with 1 die. Each challenge that you complete, you'll gain another die or something else positive, but usually it's gaining a die. All your items that you used become untapped, and you can use them again, and you can use them again for each challenge. So each challenge, you can tap them and then reuse them. If you use the depleted, though, of course, you deplete them and then they're gone. So, also, unlike the regular dread cards, each one of these you're going to have to draw from your personality deck each time, which is why I have the decks here. So each time you'll draw from your personality deck. Then you can try and get as many of the appropriate icons as you can. However, there is no dice rolling in this part, so you have to get the exact amount with actual icons. You don't have to worry about getting successes on a die. So what we do is, of these 4, we all can decide if we want to go and do that first challenge. If you think I'm about to die and I don't think I can actually get enough or complete this challenge, then you can actually bow out and then just wait and quote-unquote support your teammates until the final showdown when we go against the antagonist. So everybody's probably going to want to do the first challenge, but before I do that, I forgot. The most important thing, this is our investigation deck. Look at this thing, it's huge. Oh my gosh, we did so well. So these cards get doled out to each person, and each person will have their own investigation deck of cards, or hand of cards. And you're going to use that for trying to complete these challenges. And so that's why it's so important that the more that you have of these, the more chances you are of succeeding against these challenges. Now, if we don't succeed against these challenges with this many, I don't know what's wrong with us, but we'll find out. So we'll deal them out. 2, let's see how many each one's going to have. 3, 4, 5, 6, wow, 7. So last time I played this, we each had 8, or 4, 8. Okay, now I lost my count. But the last time I played this, I think we each only had like 3 or 4. So I think we each have 8, which is ridiculous. So I'm going to put the hands actually up here, just to make life a little bit easier. Now, like I said, each person is going to go against the challenge individually, okay? Put this one over here just so it doesn't hit the dread marker. So what will happen is we've decided everyone wants to go to the first one, okay? So we'll start with Friedrich. First thing we'll do is we will flip over this challenge card, okay? And this challenge card, we need 5 successes with charm and courage. There is no turning back now. Someone has to lead the way. And it tells you if you fail, all discard 1 confidence. If you succeed, gain an action die. And lower dread by 1. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, so every time we succeed, we can lower dread. So actually, I'm going to move these. How am I going to do this? Well, I'll just place them here. Because when it's their turn, they'll have their hand up. So, first thing, we take Friedrich's personality deck. We shuffle it up. So now we need charm and courage. And we flip over Medal of Honor. You can see it right there. And that gives us strength and a dove, which is faith. Not helpful. So we bring so far to this challenge 1 for courage and 1 for a while. So we have 2. Now we can look at our items. I have an item, Snake Oil, that is the spellcast. And remember, the spellcast is wild. So I'm going to tap that because I get to use it for every challenge. So now I have 3 successes. I just need 2 more. So I'm going to look at my hand of investigation cards. And let's see, what do I need? A courage. I've got 3. So I want a courage and a charm. Look at that. See how this card right here has courage and a charm. So I'm going to play that card and use it up, and that will give me 2 more successes. Done. So Friedrich just completed the challenge. He gets another die, and he lowers dread by 1. All right. So now we take these off. Next is Basil. All right. Let's see what Basil can get. Come on, come on. He gets, oh, look at that. His best card. Gentleman. 2 wild. So, since he got that, that gives him 2 successes. Plus, he has charm and a wild. That is 4 successes. And let's pull up his, and you know what? He actually has an item for 1 random or 1 wild. So he'll just tap that for 5 successes. So he just succeeded. Get to put a second die here and lower dread by 1. This is great. All right. Now let's go to Jack. Let's see. What does Jack bring? Now see, I don't see Jack as someone that's an encourager. So we'll see what he can bring. He doesn't bring courage or charm to this one, so he only has his wild. So hopefully this will give him something good. Oh, well, old debts. So here's our first bad one. Look at that. You provide nothing. Roll the trauma die. All right, so we got to roll this trauma die. And he is injured. So we'll place this here. Now, if he gets injured a second time in this end game, he's killed. His dice are gone. He's worthless. So we've got to be very careful here. So he has nothing. He doesn't, because he is injured, he doesn't even, or sorry, because he flipped over his trauma card, he doesn't even get to bring his wild. So he has 0. Okay? So let's look at his icons. Well, he has his book of spells. He's going to tap that for 2 successes because that's spell casting and that's wild. So that gives him 2. So he just needs 3 more. Let's see. Ooh, this card provides right here. This confidence card, I'm not going to show you up close because it just makes it's going to make the video too long. He's got charm and courage. So he's going to use that for 2 more success. 2, 3, 4. He needs 1 more. Let's see. Wow, he has all really good. Well, he'll use this one. 1 more charm, and he succeeds. Somehow he makes it. Even though the thoughts of his past debts were in his mind. So he gets a success, and this goes down by 1. Awesome. All right, last but not least is Jacqueline. All right, we shuffle him up. Let's see, what are you bringing to the table? Oh, a good Catholic. So she apparently is Catholic. And so she brings a charm and faith. And the nice thing for her is she already has a charm for her basic, a wild for that, and a charm there. So that's 3. So she has 3 successes. She just needs 2 more. So let's look at this. A charm. Let's see. Oh, perfect. This one adds both courage and a wild. Wait, how much did she need? 1, 2, 3. She needed 2. Courage and a wild. 5. Succeeded. So she gets a die, and we decrease dread by another 1. Oh, that's great. All right. So we have now completed challenge 1. Now we decide if we want to do challenge 2. Everyone's going to want to do challenge 2 for sure, except for maybe Jack. And I'm taking a chance with Jack. I think we can do it. So, and there's no turning back once we flip this card. And it is, soothing words. Unnerving images well up. You must calm your companions. Fail. All discard 1 confidence. Success. Gain an action die and lower dread by 1. Whew. And we only need 4. That isn't bad. But this is charm and faith. Poor Jack isn't going to have either of those. We'll see if Jack survives. All right, so first we'll start with Frederick. And he brings musician. And so that gives him a charm, which is actually interesting. I would not have seen him having a charm. So he has 2 for... Wait, no. He only brings 1 for his wild because he is not charming or faithful. But then he brings 1 with his musician. He now can untap this because we're in our second challenge. So he will tap his item again for 3. So he just needs 1 more of either charming or dove. Let's see. Sorry, charming or faith. Let's see. Well, this would give him all 3, but I want to keep that. Well, I guess I'm going to use it. So this has all 3, so that he blows that one out of the water. So because he blew that one out of the water, he gets another die and increase dread by 1. All right, so then we move to Blaze. Now, obviously with one person, this gets kind of repetitive, right? But when you play this with everybody, it's kind of fun. So I really suggest this with 4 people. Okay, Oxford graduate. So he brings charm that way. So that's actually really good. He needs, let's see, I need some more of these green things. So he has charm for his basic. He always brings, plus a wild, plus a charm from his Oxford graduate. So then his last item, he'll just, because he gets to untap this, and he'll use it for his 4th item, or for his 4th to succeed. And he gets a die, and we decrease dread by another 1. All right, the guy I'm most worried about, Jack. Right now he's bringing nothing to the table, okay? And he flips a card. Ooh, honor the church. Hey, look at that. Well, this guy is honorable sometimes. He actually brings faith. So he brings faith for one there, and he does bring a wild for his innate ability. And oh, look at that. He can tap his book of spells for an additional 2, and he succeeded. What was I worried about? So that gives him another die. And we go down by another layer of dread. All right, last but not least, Jacqueline. Can she do it? Can she do it? Let's see, what does she bring? Ooh, Charmer. Oh, that's pretty much perfect for soothing words. So that's going to give her Charm. Oh, and gain a virtue token. That's her best card. So she actually gains a virtue token. So she has 2 now, and her virtue tokens are wild, so they can be anything. So she brings Charm on her own, plus a wild, plus Charm with her card that she has there, and then I might as well just use her virtue token for the 4th, because her virtue is she can get a wild of anything. So she gets a die, and we lower dread by 1. All right, 2 challenges done. 1 more to go. Everybody's in. I don't know why they wouldn't be. They're doing great. Let's see what this last challenge is. Now, there are 6, and so when you play this again, you can get different ones. So that's kind of fun. Oh, it's rats. My finger's going to be in the way. It's rats. Drawn by the smell of blood, rats scurry from walls. Fail, you roll the trauma die. Succeed, gain an action die and lower dread by 1. And you need a 6 for the rats. Ugh. Okay. But it has 3 icons on it, which is kind of nice. So we'll start with Friedrich again. Now, what's nice is his virtue, which we might as well use, is 3 impact. So he's going to be fine as long as he... Oh, yep. Okay. He brought the Medal of Honor. So he needs 6. Medal of Honor gives him strength. Then he brings himself strength and a wild. So that's 3. He's going to use his virtue token for 3 impact. 6. Done. So he gains another die. And lowers dread by 1. All right, so then we have Basil. Let's see what Basil brings to the table. Ooh, Debater. I think we've done this one before. And he brings Guile and Lore. Now, Guile will help him. So he brings 1 Guile for the fact that he flipped his Debater. He brings 1 Wild to this because of his innate ability. So he needs 4. Now he untaps this. Well, look at this. He can use his Diamond Cross, which gives him 2 Spellcraft, which is wild. He will use his Demonic Mirror for 1 wild, so that's 5. So he just needs 1 more. And here's a card with 1 more. It's a wild of Spellcraft. 6. Done. So gains another die, lowers dread by 1. Oh, that's great. Okay. Now we've got Mr. Jack. Jack's a little better here. He brings Guile and Strength, so that's 2 of those, just as long as he doesn't flip his trauma again. And he doesn't. He actually honors the church a 2nd time. So honoring the church gives him Guile. Then he brings himself Guile and Strength and a wild. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he will just leave this tapped for 6. And he has completed the rats. So he gets a die, and we decrease this by 1. And we end with Jacqueline. All right, so, whoops. We shuffle Jacqueline's cards. She'll bring Guile and a wild to this, so she'll start with 2. Ooh, and a good Catholic doesn't help her with anything. So she has a base of 2 from her base ability. However, she is going to tap her Sword Cane, which gives her 2 impact. So I'd give her 2 more. That's 4, and then I just need 2 more. And let's see. There it is. I've got a gun and spellcast in this one for 6. So we've completed this one. She gets another die and decreases dread by 1. So all of our characters, there we go. All of our characters have been able to pass the 3 challenges. Now they go against the actual antagonist, and that is doing the ritual itself. So what we do is we all will roll our dice, and I'm just going to do this as one huge roll just for fun. Okay? And we need to get enough success to succeed the amount of dread that we have. Now, on this dread track, you probably can't see this, but each 5, there is a number down here that tells us how many successes we need. So if we had dread all the way at 0, we just need 1 success. If we had it at 5, we need 2. If we had it at 10, we need 3. If we had it at 15, we need 4. So that's what we need is 4 successes. That's all we need. 4 successes. We should be able to do that, right? So I'm going to push these over just a little bit. All right. So all of this comes down to a random die roll. And that is one of the biggest downsides of this game. And of course I did drop a die, so hold on one second. Let's see if I can grab it. Oh, and I dropped another one. There we go. All right. Move this off. You know what? I am going to do this one at a time. It's just too many dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for Frederick. He gets 1 success. So we're at 1. This is for Basil. He gets no successes. Uh-oh. This is for Jack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. He gets 2 successes, making up for Basil. All right. 3 successes. Here comes Jacqueline. She needs 1 success to win the game. 1 success. She gets 2. Great. So we have more successes than we need for our dread tracker. So therefore we win. And we get to hear this little snippet for our victory.
The ritual. Victory. As you manage to maintain the chant, strange phenomena begin to occur. Images from your past come alive, intertwining with the hectic events of the last 24 hours. In a state halfway between sleeping and walking, your visions grow ever more vivid until they merge into a unified apparition, almost tangibly manifesting in the middle of your small circle. You discern a caped figure moving through the city's smoggy alleyways. His face is hidden, but his gloved fist clenches a surgeon's blade sticky with blood. It's the Caped Killer, dreaded in London's every nook and cranny. Once again, he is on the move. Mr. Reynard was the first victim of a new spree. Unless you take action, there will be more blood. Whoever sent you that letter was right. Time is most certainly of the essence.
There we go. So that, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, is London Dread. I hope you enjoyed it. So what'll happen now is you would move on to the second story, and the stories are, I think, somewhat intertwined. I actually have only played this one. I've played this one now 4 times, and I will say I have won twice, this one and one other one, and I've lost twice. So pretty good, 50%. We really enjoy it. The biggest thing that we don't like is how the end is decided by dice, just by dice rolls. And as you saw, like Basil had rolled 4 dice and got 4 misses. So, but to be honest, getting to the end is the fun part, right? And the fun part is the story and I really enjoy the 12-minute real time. That is probably my favorite part. Trying to plan out everything, trying to get everybody in the right spot, and trying to decrease the amount of dread and fill up that investigation deck. And I mean, you see, look, we didn't use a ton of these cards, but that's because we were so set for that game. So we did so well during the story phase that it really helped us with this end game. I mean, no one had a problem with the challenge. The only reason Jack got injured was just because he randomly flipped his 1 in 6 bad cards. So every person has a trauma card in their deck, in their personality deck here. And so he just happened to draw his. Nobody else drew theirs. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and please do subscribe. I'm going to be doing Harry Potter with my wife later even I think later tonight, and I think I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Besieged, because I think that's an underrated, really fun co-op. And there'll just be a bunch more. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and please do subscribe and please comment, because I love talking to people about games. So, all right, thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye.